Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Piney Podcast, your final video of the evening. Don't forget to check in at BitChute. If you haven't made an account, it's really important that you make one. The scuttlebutt on the internet in the world of YouTube these days is that YouTube may be on the verge of a huge purge. They may be looking to purge anybody who does political videos. I don't know how that's going to impact my channel. It could be gone. I could lose half my videos. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So please make sure you make an account on BitChute and subscribe. And guess what? If you go to BitChute, you can watch all these videos without the commercials. I hate to do that. That costs me money, but I understand. I don't like to watch the commercials either. So I watch half my videos on BitChute, and I watch some of them over here. Now, BitChute, the database, the search function isn't that sophisticated yet, but it's getting there. Give it some time. But on YouTube, it's a little quicker to find videos. So whatever you're into. Anyhow, please go to BitChute and subscribe. And check out today's election video. I say things there I can't say here. But here we go. New Jersey, Pineys. New Jersey reports another 5,803 beer virus cases, 91 more confirmed deaths. Death toll at 18,000. Not good. However, are the numbers real? I don't know. Because as we learned this summer, or last summer, they count almost anything as a beer virus death. They're not all from today. That was clear in the summer. They were from all different days, weeks prior, months prior. We don't know. So when they say 91, I have no doubt that number is technically accurate. But you may have people, again, who died, who happened to have beer virus, but the beer virus didn't kill them. Their comorbidities killed them. Maybe the beer virus helped it along, but they don't know for sure. And the worst thing about all of this is they keep telling us the flu went away. The flu has not gone away. The flu never goes away. It's what's called endemic. And that means it's here forever. They'll never wipe it out. But suddenly this year, they're not counting any flu cases. I wonder why. It's because they need to keep the beer virus cases as high as possible. Because this has become political. It's not that the beer virus doesn't exist. It does. It's not that people haven't died. They have. But Democrats seem determined to make this political and to use this as a springboard to more power. Governor Murphy, Tyrant Phil Murphy, as I call him, of Goldman Sachs with 3 mansions, he has used this to give himself special powers that he renews for himself every 30 days. He has created 3,000 jobs in state jobs of contact tracers where they call people trying to trace the beer virus between people. It's a disaster. 70% of people don't cooperate with the calls or don't even answer. That's because Murphy is stupid. He didn't think this through. And quite frankly, he doesn't care. Because he'll continue to tout that as a great success, because that's what politicians do. It doesn't matter how much they fail. It doesn't matter how many people they hurt. Their PR will always be, I did a great job. He's no different than Trump, if you hate Trump. I happen to think Trump did a pretty good job. He's a different kind of person. He's very results oriented. He's perfectly willing to say, here, look at the job I did. Because he actually does stuff, as opposed to Murphy, who he does things that look like he's doing things. He's spending our money at a faster and faster rate while he's borrowing money just to make the budget. That's all money we have to pay. We have to pay in taxes, and when he borrows money, we have to pay that loan. We do, not him. He can move out of state. He'll never have to pay another dime. We will have to pay in taxes that interest on the loans for the stuff he wanted to do this year and beyond, because he's a Democrat, and that's what they do. They spend. Tax and spend. Government breaks your legs and then hands you a pair of crutches and says, see, I solved your problems. Speaking of wasting money, SCOTUS is about to slap down Murphy for what he's done to churches and temples in the area, in New Jersey. We do have a pretty high Jewish population in New Jersey. And certainly we have a very high Italian population. So a lot of Catholic churches, a lot of churches in general, especially around me. Murphy's being sued. The state's being sued. He'll never pay a dime, but the state will, because it's unconstitutional to shut down the churches and temples. It's against the Constitution. It couldn't be more clear. Murphy's not saving us. He's destroying us. He's costing us more money. These guys will eventually win the suit, and everything will have to be paid to them. Their lawyers' expenses and whatever the judge decides they get in compensation. And there'll be more churches and temples around here, I guess. Or they'll be all repaired, and hooray for them. Except it all comes out of our pocket, the taxpayer. Not Phil Murphy. He breaks the law, and we pay for it. Either way, even if they lose, we still pay. We have to pay Murphy and his lawyers to defend us. I don't even want him to defend it. I want him to give up. It would be cheaper because he's going to lose the case. It's unconstitutional. You want to talk about essential workers? If you're religious, how essential is your immortal soul? Pretty essential. I think the church is pretty essential for people who are religious or going to temple. Either one. Or the other ones. I'm not knocking any religion. I'm not religious myself, and even I recognize that. I wouldn't deny these people their right to go and pray, especially at a time of crisis. Are you out of your mind? I hope this wakes religious people up, especially the Jewish community. They seem to now understand who their friends are. It's not Democrats. They are anti-religious. They have become anti-religious. They were always sort of like okay with religion, but now they're anti-religious. Their new religion is BLM. That's their religion. The state is their religion. So I hope you guys win. I really do. I think you will. Our view. Lawmakers need to order up some relief for South Jersey restaurants, says the Press of Atlantic City. Well, that's a little too late. We've lost like 40% of our restaurants, Press of Atlantic City, and that's a pretty tepid headline. I applaud the sentiment, I guess, but it's a lot grimmer than that. You have to be screaming for Murphy to leave office or open this thing up. That's it. That's the only options now. We have to open the state. No one is forcing anybody to go to a bar. No one forces them to go to a restaurant. I know elderly people who are still going to restaurants. They're genuinely petrified of getting the beer virus. Oh, but they're going to restaurants whenever they can. Whenever they can, they'll go to a restaurant. You can just have both. You know, you can have the outside part and the inside part. For the people who are scared, they can sit outside in the cold. For me, I'll go inside the bar with no mask. I don't care. This isn't that bad. Now that I know the facts, look, when this first came out and they said 3% death rate, I was like, holy crap, no. We're all going to die. But now we know. You're 99.99% unlikely to die. You don't want it. I mean, I'd still be careful anyway. I always was. I'm a germaphobe. If I went into a bar by myself, I'd want to sit by myself, like away from people. If the waitress had a cough, I'd be like, whoa. So, I mean, you only have to be alert. But people need bars. They need to socialize. And they're going to socialize. Whether you have restrictions or not. People are still socializing. As I said in my other video, they're putting out rules in PA for orgies. People are still getting together. So they're going to get together in their homes. They're just going to do it in secret, you morons. You're just killing the businesses. That's all you're doing. Oh, but all that money goes to the big box stores. because they're the only ones that are open, and their profits are through the roof. Thanks, Murphy. New Jersey lawmaker introduces bill to combat COVID vaccine misinformation. Andy Kim is one of our South Jersey representatives. He's a federal representative, not state. And he has proposed the COVID-19 Awareness Support Act of 2020 seeks to provide grants to state, local, tribal, and certain nonprofit organizations to carry out vaccine safety public awareness programs. Now, do you think anybody at this stage of 2020 doesn't know about the virus and the vaccine? I mean, I guess there's some hermits living in a cave with their fingers in their ears who don't have a Wi-Fi connection, who maybe don't know about the vaccine. This is so necessary, Kim said Tuesday. It's so important that we communicate to the American people the importance of taking the vaccine. Have you not seen anything, Andy? Trump has been talking about the vaccine nonstop. Oh, right. Now I know what this is about. This is about promoting the vaccine as if the Democrats created it. It's about countering Trump's message. It's not about the vaccine. You already know everybody knows about the vaccine. It's also about telling people, oh, don't worry about any of the other information about the vaccine. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've taken vaccines. I have no problem with vaccines whatsoever. I'd have no problem with this vaccine, except I don't really need it. The beer virus has a 99.99% survival rate. Now, I'm 54. Maybe I'm slightly elevated. Maybe it's 99.98. Oh, but I'll take my chances. I will take my chances. And look, I'm a germaphobe anyway. So I'm already washing my hands constantly. You should. Once in a while I forget and put my finger in my mouth or something and I go, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but oh well. Hasn't killed me yet. I don't think I'm going to get beer virus. I think maybe I already had it. I think I got sick back in January before everything went to hell for a day, and I felt like crap, and then it was over. That might have been it. I don't know. No one knows. That's the thing. Unless you get, and the test is only 50 to 70% effective. So even if you go get tested, you don't really know. That's not a high enough percentage. On top of the fact they're adding the flu in there, so you could have the flu. This is an idiotic bill. If passed, the bill would provide funding through U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and Centers for Disease Control to eligible agencies for public awareness. This is totally pointless. Everybody and their brother knows about this virus and the vaccine. Maybe if you just worked with Trump once in your life and just helped him promote it. You want to promote it for free? Go on YouTube. Susan Wojcicki will do anything for Democrats, in my view. Go call her up. Say, we got a beer virus video. We'd like everybody to see it. Can you put it to the top of the queue on YouTube? She'll put it up there for the rest of all time if you want her to. Oh, but you gotta have money, of course, because you're a Democrat and that's all you think of. Oh, I know. I'll spend some more money. It's like the only idea they ever get. You ever think about having a contest? Let people make their own videos about why you should take the vaccine. You got plenty of loyal idiots who'd be happy to do the contest, and then you give $1,000 prize, and you get tons of kids and filmmakers entering. There's so many ways you could do it. Oh, but you're going to do it the way every politician since the beginning of time has done it. Oh, I know. Give me money. Give me money and I'll spend it. And I'll be a hero. You're an idiot. New Jersey weather. Snow on the way for most of the state and rain expected south. This is very true. Asbury Park Press. It did snow today, and it was a mess. It's just a mess out there. It's supposed to melt overnight, and then in the morning we'll get a hopefully just a powdery little light sprinkle. Not too bad. But it's way too warm. It's just melting all over the place. So it should be gone by tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It's going to be like 40 tonight. It was colder today. So weird. New Jersey gets weird weather sometimes. In positive news, Coast Guard rescues 2 stranded duck hunters at the Jersey shore. These guys went out in the inlet on their boat to hunt ducks, like on those grassy little islands. And they lost their boat. It floated away, and they got stuck on the island. And I guess they couldn't swim the shore because it's too cold. They'd get hypothermia. So fortunately, they still had some charge in their phone. They called the Coast Guard, and they got rescued. But they were really kind of ill-prepared. Sounds like to me. They had like 1 bottle of water, no food, and their cell phones weren't charged very well. They had guns. So at least nobody was going to rob them. But the Coast Guard saved them, so good. Good for you guys. And finally, crazy story. This is from New Jersey 101.5. Redfin, the real estate website, named its 10 hottest neighborhoods for 2021, and 3 of them are not just in New Jersey, they're in South Jersey, Pineys. So, place your bets. Okay, here we go. Number 4, Stratford, New Jersey. I know, right? Crazy. Now, Stratford's nice. I lived in Stratford for the first 3 years of my life. And then my folks moved to a neighboring town. But, it's a nice little neighborhood. It's very suburban. It used to have its own supermarket, local supermarket. That's closed now. Has my favorite pizza joint is there with a brick oven pizza. D'Amico's. Love you. It's a great little town. It's just so crazy that they're posting this now. I guess people are going to flock to Stratford. The cops are a little aggressive. I'll say that. And there's that one red light that I really hate. But other than that, pretty good. Somerdale. Literally right next door. I mean, it might as well be the same town. Also very nice and suburban. I've never lived there, but I do drive through there a lot. A few of the stores I go to locally are there. So I'm there all the time. I mean, can't avoid Somerdale if you live in this immediate region. Nice little town. And that's number 8 on the list. And finally, number 9 on the list, Washington Township. Now that's a little further away. It's about 10-minute, 15-minute drive. And that for me, again, very suburban, a little more woods than Somerdale and Stratford, less built up. Although I hear it's gotten more built up since last I really was there. They used to have the abandoned Nike missile base there. And it was an actual missile base that was decommissioned. And you could go down in there and see the bunker where they had the missile. It was, the Army had like murals down there. Apparently they tore it all out and built some kind of housing development back there. I guess they filled in the bunkers. But before they did that, my friend had his bachelor party at the Nike missile base because we had a paintball thing. It was a perfect place to go because there were buildings and stuff. They were all abandoned. I nearly got impaled on a board of nails. It was close to being a very nasty accident. But we ran around the base, had a great time. That was long ago. And I used to go there because it had a Regal cinema, and once in a while Regal would have a movie that my other cinemas didn't have, like AMC we have and a couple others, but Regal would sometimes have a movie that would be unique to Regal, and I would have to go over to Washington Township to see it. Not a bad theater. I think they're gone now because theaters are going away. But that's, again, great town. All 3 great towns. I would totally live there. I mean, I basically live in a town just like that nearby. So that's it, Pineys. That's it for the Piney Podcast. Check out my books again. I will do one more little pimping for Hollywoke, another novel. And, of course, the Pineys, books 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is number 5. Check out all the other books on Amazon. Get them for Christmas. Also, smash like and subscribe. Please subscribe on BitChute before they censor me. And Joan and I will see you tomorrow. Right, Joan?